Hello and welcome, friends. My name is Lynn, and today I have a special collaboration with Beth of Bourbon Creek Crafts. Together, we're going to be crafting with Beth's No Scraps sketch set number 18. If you don't already know, Beth puts out these sketch sets to help you smash your 6x6 pattern papers. So if you like to collect your 6x6 paper packs, get these sketch sets and work your way through those stacks and stacks of 6x6 papers. Now, I'm going to be crafting with these fun products that I bought from Ledoux Designs. Beth is going to be crafting with my digitals that I created for Cards for Cubs. They were specially created for this month's releases because Cards for Cubs is a nonprofit organization that is hosting a card drive. You can donate your handmade cards and they will collect them and send them to foster care agencies to give to the kids and young adults who are in their care. I've already prepped a lot of cards, but my printable tends to skew, I think, a little bit younger. So while Beth is crafting with my printables, I thought I would show you how to use these gorgeous 6x6 papers from Ledoux Designs. I bought 3 ephemera packs because I always feel like there's so much paper and you don't really need too many pieces of ephemera. So those ephemera packs will go a long ways. And what I'm trying to do in this video is create a couple of sketch layouts with Beth's help and the No Scraps sketch set number 18. And it's going to serve as a template for me for this big event that I organized. It's already happened by the time you're seeing this video on March 2nd. I organized a 12-hour card making marathon with a lot of my crafty friends. It was a live stream hop, so we were hopping to 9 different YouTube channels, and I gave a little sneaky peek of Beth's sketch number 18. I didn't show this printable, so you can grab this printable off of Beth's website now. I showed the sketches that I prepped and put together, but I'll leave a link to this printable in the description box so that you can grab it. And what you'll find is a cutting guide that shares with you how to cut your 2 sheets of 6x6 pattern papers, and then you're going to see these 2 sketches that use all of the pieces that you cut. And I really love that one of the sketches is portrait and one is landscape. That's going to work out really nicely for these beautiful scenes that are part of this really fun paper pack by Ledoux Designs. And actually, funny story about this, I knew that March 2nd was coming up and I wanted to use my printables, but I was also live streaming and gonna be a guest on other channels, and so I needed to prepare enough cards to make for, I think it was like the 3 or 4 hours that I would be crafting that day. And my printable, I feel the 2 that I created that released this month are a little bit on the young side. So I really wanted to craft with this collection by Sandy because I think it's fun, vibrant, and but skews a little bit older. I think these cards would be really great for teens. And so that's I actually messaged Sandy about 8 to 10 days before the event, and I asked her, Sandy, if I put my order in today, do you think I'll get it in time? And she goes, if you order today, I'll get it in the mail tomorrow, I promise. And she was good to her promise. I got it in plenty of time. And if you watch that event, because again, I'm recording this before March 2nd, but this video goes live after March 2nd. So that event has already happened and you may already have seen the cards that I made. But what I'm doing today is actually creating a little bit of a template. Now, what you can do with this 2 sketches that that Beth shared is you can actually, I think, mix and match between, the pieces and create in total 4 cards. So these are the 2 unique sketches that you'll see, and you'll be able to make 2 of each of these. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make 1 of each of the 2 sketches, and then I'm going to save the other bits that I cut so that I have a template that I can use during the 12-hour card making marathon. That way it's going to come together way more quickly. I'll just have everything cut, ready to just glue down. Now, I've got a little friendly competition going with my crafty friends of this event. And so I know some of them have really started to prepare a lot of cards. I don't know whether I'll use everything that I prepare, but I want to go in with a plan. You all know I'm very competitive, so I'm going in with a plan. I'm going to have my pattern papers cut. It's super convenient to follow Beth's cutting guide, so I really love that how easy it is to just do 1 card or 2 cards. Actually, to be honest, you could cut 2 sheets of 6x6 and get the 2 sketches from that. So that means that if you wanted, 4 cards, you would double it. If you want, 6 cards, use 3 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper. Essentially, for every sheet of 6x6 pattern paper, you can get 2 cards from this. That's kind of what I did here because I'm using double-sided pattern paper, and these look great if you just flip to the back. Now, with this diagonal cut, you can't really flip to the back and have them come together again. But one of the things that I like about this sketch is that you can put the exact same pieces together. And I'm backing it with an extra little matte layer, and I feel like that just helps to create a different look because of that break in the center. Now, if you wanted, you could, from your second sheet of 6x6 pattern paper, you could swap in a different pattern for the other half of this rectangle here. But I kind of like putting the original pieces back together again in a way, and have a nice little border all the way around, and have that little bit of a solid white across the diagonal. I just think that it breaks up the scene a little bit and makes it look a little bit interesting, but still you can appreciate like the full design of the pattern paper. So that's why I feel like these sketches really lend themselves well to scene patterns, because for me it's often hard to craft with papers that are a full scene because I just find it so hard to cut into them. But if you're going to use the sketch like this, where both triangles are from the same pattern paper, you're not really losing anything. You're just, dividing it a little bit and, creating a little bit of a little almost like a mosaic, and you can still appreciate the fullness of that scene. And then on this piece, there's still quite a lot of the original scene that can be that's visible here. So I haven't really lost that much of this scene either. So I think these sketches are really great. And of course, if you're using like a small repeat pattern, they are going to be really easy and beautiful to craft with. But I chose these papers because I think that they would be great for the card donation for Cards for Cubs. But I also think that these sketches in particular are a great way to highlight what for me would normally be challenging papers to work with. So I absolutely love this sketch. Now, as I mentioned, you'll find links to Beth's No Scraps sketch set. This is number 18 if you want to pick this up and craft with it. And that means that there were 17 other sets before this. So do browse Beth's website and check them out. Now, Beth, I'm going to link to her video as well. She's going to show you how to craft with this sketch, and she'll be crafting with my printables that I actually created for the Cards for Cubs card drive. And my printables were designed to be printed onto 8.5 by 11. So I think it's really fun that Beth is sort of adapting her sketch, because her sketch sets are originally designed for 6x6 pattern papers. But of course, you can always use whatever you have in your stash. So if you like to craft with printables, you can always cut the pieces to the sizes that you need, and adapt it as you need, depending on the size papers that you're using. It is a little bit easier to use 6x6 pattern papers because Beth shows you exactly where to cut and which direction the paper ultimately gets used in, and that way you can follow it and have all of the pieces that you need. But you do have the dimensions there. So if you're crafting with, say, printables like Beth will be, you can always adapt it. Now, I bought a lot of the ephemera pack. Look at how amazing these look together. I think these are pre-colored by Sandy herself. She's such an amazing colorist, and she often goes live on her Facebook page to share her coloring and crafting with us. And so I just absolutely am amazed that she can color live so effortlessly. And you should check her out if you ever want to sort of pick up some tips and tricks for improving your alcohol marker coloring, because Sandy is an absolute pro. Now, as I mentioned, I'm just going to make 2 cards today, but technically if you're following Beth's no scraps set, you can make 4 cards. I'm just assembling these 2, and then the other pieces that I have for the other 2 cards, I'm gonna save those for the card making marathon. I'm very competitive, as many of you know, and I know there are some crafters who have already started prepping. They've prepped, I think, way more cards than I have to date, and so I really need to get the ball rolling on this. So after I'm done filming this video, I'm going to cut probably, I think I'm going to try to use maybe half the paper pack, and so that should get me, if I use half the paper pack, that's 12 sheets. So I should be able to get quite a few cards from that, 24 cards in fact. I don't know if I'll make it, but make them all during the live stream, but I'll at least have them prepped and ready to go. And so I'm really looking forward to this event. I know by the time that you're watching this, it will have already happened, and so you'll probably know already who won the friendly competition. And that's just for fun amongst us crafters. There's going to be 22 of us crafting, and every channel live stream host will have 3 guests on their channel, and this is going to be, I think, this is the first ever for Cards for Cubs, and I hope that everybody has a fun time, and maybe we can do it again next year, because I really love the cause that Cards for Cubs supports. I think the idea of kids being in the foster care system, my heart goes out to them, and I love that the idea of our amazing handmade cards being given to those kids as they enter the foster care system or on their birthdays. So if you're interested in making cards to donate, you do have until the end of the month to pledge how many cards that you want to donate. Fill out that form on the cardsforcubs.org website and just send them either a stack of 10 birthday cards and or 10 encouragement cards. Birthday and encouragement cards are the ones that are easiest for the foster care agencies to use, and so that's what they've requested. I hope this year Cards for Cubs makes it to their goal of collecting 100,000 handmade cards. Last year they came pretty close. I think they got to 92,000. So let's hope this year we can push them across that milestone. Thank you again to you for checking out my video today, and a huge thank you to my channel members who help keep this channel going, and without your support I could not do this. So I'm forever grateful to you. Links to everything will be in the description box below, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.